So we first need to know that when we are striking a bag with a punch, we are aiming for these two knuckles right here. It's okay if we hit on these bottom two, especially if it's a squishy bag, it's all gonna hit. But for the most part, this is what we're thinking about. So when you're inside of your glove, be thinking about this part striking the bag, okay? The other key that we wanna keep in mind is our thumb placement. So if I have my hands here like this, these thumbs are sticking out, and if I were to be doing a lot of work with these, I'm gonna end up hurting my thumbs. So I need to make sure that I pull those thumbs in so that they are tucked away and in a safe position, okay? So when you're training that, make sure that you get your hands in a nice tight position once you make impact. So I don't wanna stand here really tight all the time, but once I throw that punch, I wanna make sure that I keep that thumb in. So if I'm standing in a guard position, I wanna get in the habit of making sure that my thumbs are kind of out of the way and not sort of sticking up like this or like this or like this. So try to keep those thumbs down as you're doing your techniques, or even off to the side, so that you're ready to pull them in nice and tight at the moment of impact. So now that I know where I'm going to be striking, the next thing that's important is that I'm making a straight line, right? So this, if I hit on these two knuckles, I've got my wrist stacked, my elbows stacked, and it's all going to be backed by my shoulders and my back muscles, right? If I bend my wrist just a little bit, I put all of the pressure into one joint. So here, if I hit the bag just a little bit like this, now the wrist is going to take it, and bang, I'm going to hurt my wrist without a doubt. If I bend it forward just a little bit here, same thing. If it's straight, then I will be able to use my other joints to support that strike. Super important, because inside of your glove, we can tend to move a little bit, and that's where we're going to run into issues like sore wrists and things like that. So when I'm working on a bag, here's how my punch should look. So by the time it makes impact, my wrist is nice and straight, bang, right here. So you can see I'm focusing on those two knuckles here. I don't have any type of dip here or here. Now, the trick is really when I do a technique like a hook or an uppercut, if it's not a straight strike. So this is why it's really important to maintain some good angles when you're doing your hook. If I turn and I do my hook and I don't pull this elbow into a nice tight angle, what's going to happen is my wrist is going to have a little bit of a turn to it. Okay, so what I really want is I want my impact to look the same as it does from here to here. So it's straight. I don't have my wrist turning in any direction, right? Same up and down, same side to side. I want to be able to have it nice and stacked against my elbow. A straighter wrist is going to be a stronger wrist. Anytime I move that, I'm going to put it, if I move it this way, up or down, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my wrist joint. So if we take a look at it here, bang, boom.